For the first question, we will begin with Ms. Maczka. If you are elected mayor, what will be your first priority? And please give specifics on how you will work toward fulfilling that goal.
I guess I'll stand this way and answer the questions. Well, maybe I'll stay seated. If I'm elected mayor, the first thing that I will do will be to work with the team who I'll be serving with, which are the other council members, to establish the short-term goals for the next 2 years. This is a process that I feel could perhaps use some, sorry about that, tweaking. And so I think that specifically what I'll do is visit with the council members to determine whether or not we want to change the way we go about setting our short-term action items. Because this is a very important decision in that it sets the pace for what we will be doing for the next 2 years. There are obvious goals that the city has adopted over the past period of time. We will also look at those to make sure that those are still the primary goals that the city needs to be facing. This process will take place over the summer, and right along that goes hand in hand with this process of setting goals, short-term action items, and long-term action items is the budget. This is something that is really important to the community. We spend most of the summer studying, we spend workshops doing it, and it will again determine the funds that we'll have available to utilize for our short-term action items, and it'll also set how we're going to manage our financial responsibilities.
All right, I'm going to give this a try, although I'm not sure if standing up will work with these particular microphones. Let me just make it easier on the sound guy, and I'll sit down. You know, starting off on the right foot is obviously going to be the very most important thing, and we've had a very important race that we've been in the middle of, and we've got an opportunity actually to step off with the right foot. For me, the very first thing that we can do is we can agree on the process in which we're going to try and go about making the very most happen for our city over the course of 2 years. You know, I think the premise of having one immediate goal is probably a little bit difficult, because what you've seen me do over and over again as a part of this process is really talk about a number of things. Among those are figuring out ways to help our city become even safer. We have a safe city, but the fact of the matter is that there are opportunities for us to be able to lower both violent and nonviolent crime, and those are things that I'm going to be very much focused on. The second thing you've heard me speak about is how it is that we can help our school districts, both RISD and PISD. We've been known as a city with amazing school districts. The fact of the matter is that Austin has made things a little more difficult for our schools to be able to get where they want to go. And so as a city, if you believe that a great city is based on very sound and exceptional schools, then you've got to do everything you can to help those schools. And you'll see me look for opportunities where we can actually work together with both RISD and PISD to help join forces and make a difference in the way they are able to deliver education to our students. And then last, you're going to see me focus on neighborhoods. The fact of the matter is that our number one most important thing is making sure that our residents have the very best place they can call home. And so that focus on making sure that we have the strongest neighborhoods possible is going to be something that you'll see me really work towards. And so yes, there'll be goal setting, but that goal setting needs to have leadership at the front, and that's something that I would provide as mayor.
Ms. Maczka, you have a minute.
One of the advantages of going through this process, and now we're on our 11th debate, is the fact that my opponent and I both get to state what our priorities are for the community. But what I want to make very clear is that while the mayor is being directly elected by the residents and the citizens, it's a team effort that's going to get us through the next 2 years. And so my peers on council have not had the opportunity to publicly state what their top priorities are. I've got 4, which I imagine will come out through the course of the evening. But I think the other thing that's going to be really important for me as the mayor is to listen to them. They've been through these forums, they know what we've been saying, but they too have opinions on what it is that they think needs to be accomplished on behalf of our city. So I think that, again, at the beginning, it will be a process of listening, not only to what I think needs to be done, to what the citizens have provided as input throughout this whole process, which I would be willing to share with my peers on council, but also hearing from them what they think needs to be accomplished.
Mr. Omar?
There's no question that this is going to be a team effort. You have 7 elected officials when it's all said and done. I think the potential difference is that what you're going to see is a person who is not going to be afraid to lead from the front. Someone who is going to be able to state what it is that they're seeing and then begin to find that opportunity to work with the team on those particular issues. You know, I've had an opportunity now to serve you for 4 years, 2 terms. And during that 4 years, what you've seen in my track record is time and time again the ability to work with others, to be able to accomplish the things that are necessary to make our city even better. It's something that I'm incredibly proud of. But I haven't always done it just sitting behind the scenes trying to make things happen. Oftentimes I've been willing to take that step forward and be the kind of leader that we need in order to help the rest of the team come together and put together plans that make sense for our city.